Hey there, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Gwen from the Dr. Gwen International Inc. and host of the iTunes show, the Dr. Gwen Podcast Show. Today I'm talking to you about why you may not be happy. As I travel about the place, different states, different countries, what I realize is that there is an underlying theme about happiness with people. And so I have 11 reasons why I think people may not be happy. And hopefully in the midst of those 11 reasons, you will find some inspiration and some ideas that may help to boost your happiness so that every single day can be an experience for you that you completely enjoy and that you embrace. You wake up jumping out of your bed with joy, feeling amazed and enriched and just loving life and grateful that you are able to participate in that day. Now, you've heard me talk about some things before, and because there are 11 things, I want to really make an effort to go through them rather quickly, not in a hope to leave you behind, but so that I don't prolong the length of this broadcast. Now, the first reason why you may be unhappy is you really have not identified what happiness is for you. Think about it. Everybody wants to be like somebody else, not themselves. Who are you wanting to be like? Have you really taken the time to identify what it is that causes you happiness? Do you live your life from day to day running around in fragmented bits, doing things here and there, but just not making a sense of who you are as a whole? Are you living someone else's view of success, of happiness? We all don't want the same things. We certainly all don't. We don't have the same desires. We don't have the same vision in life. We don't. The same things that make me happy will not make you happy. So have you really taken the time to find out what is going to make you happy? In general, there are about 5 areas in life that people need to really spend some time and explore. The first one is health, your health. Write that down, health, that category. The next one is finances, whether it is your investments or your career or your business, whatever it is, finances. The third one is your spirituality. Regardless of whether we want to believe this or not, we're all spiritual beings. I'm not saying anybody has to be religious, but we are, by virtue of who we are, spiritual beings, meaning that we have an internal guide. We have an internal guidance system that we all need to connect to that will give us direction in our life from day to day. And some people say it's the universe, some say God, some say your intuition, whatever you want to say. We all are spiritual beings. The next one is your emotional state. How are you being every single day of the week? How are you waking up? How are you going to bed? How are you feeling? And then relationships. So there's finances, relationships, your spirituality, your emotional state, and your health. So those 5 areas need really to be explored. They're not supposed to be areas that you gloss over. Now, when you're going to these areas, these are not mental exercises that you are going to do. These are heart work exercises. So you've got to connect to your heart to really find out what is important to you. I love Steve Jobs, the way he said this, the late Steve Jobs, that if you find what you love, it's a matter of the heart. You can't go to a mental state to find it. Why? Simply this, because your mental states, your thoughts, your whole being, your consciousness, whatever you are bringing into the mix when you're thinking about what it is based on what you already know. And so it's important for you to really connect deeply with how you feel when you really identify each one of these areas. So you go to finances. What is important to you? What do you want to make? What do you want to see for your future? Go inside and feel that. When it comes to your relationships, what do you want for friends, for lover, kids? What do you want? Feel it. Your feelings are your gauge. It's your internal guidance system that tells you when something is good or happy or when it's not. That's exactly how you find it. These days, as intellectual beings, we tend to put a little bit of emphasis on our feelings, and we put a lot of emphasis on our intellectual. I've got a PhD degree, and I did very well in school. I'm highly intellectual. But I will tell you this one thing, that a lot of my greatest success and my greatest fulfillment and happiness in life came from not my intellectual pursuits, but connecting with my heart space to know just what is important to me. Now, once you have identified those areas, it's important for you to live them every day of your life. So we're really talking about what's important to you, right? We said number one is you have not identified what is important to you. Number two, you have to realize that you don't need to be Johnny or Susie. You have to be you, because what's going to make them happy will not make you happy. Number three, you have to connect with your internal guidance system to figure out what makes you tick in those 5 areas that we talked about. And then once you have that, then number 4 is you're going to live those areas. Say no to everything else. That's going to mean that you will need to clean house. That's going to mean you're going to look at your whole schedule. You're going to look at the list of things that you have engaged yourself in doing, and you're going to wipe them off your plate if they don't fit the 5 key areas that you have identified that are important to you. We're talking about why you're not happy. And how do you know when you're happy? You know when you're happy based on how you are feeling. So get in there and figure out what's going to cause you to feel fulfilled, what's going to cause you to feel happy, and then do it. Do those things. Wipe off of your plate everything else that really doesn't matter to you. The 5th thing is you may be focusing on too much negative stuff. There's a lot of negative things already in the news and in media, and it's important to know what is going on in your environment. However, to consume yourself in the negative flow of everything, it's going to sap your energy and it's going to cause you to feel horrible. So you may be focusing on too much negative things. The way you are thinking, you have to realize, and the way you're feeling really creates what you continue to get. And I like to say this example when I talk about this topic. I talk about Albert Einstein and the energy and frequency phenomenon, that every single thing is energy, and every single thing, because it's energy, has a vibration, and your thoughts, therefore, is energy. And when you think a certain thought, what actually happens is you begin to create, you set stuff in motion. And if you just don't believe me, I will advise you to get a string, maybe a thread, tie it onto a little rock and suspend it, and think for a minute that this rock is swinging from side to side, and hold your hand steady and see what happens. And then think that it's going in a circle. Hold your hand steady and see what happens. Your thoughts are energy, and everything is energy. When you send a thought, it sends a vibration at a certain resonance that communicates with the other energetic things at that resonant level. So what's actually happening is your thoughts are sending out things to create. So quit focusing on the negative stuff. You hear this concept that as a man thinketh, so is he. You also hear that you become what you think about all day long. You change your thoughts, change your life. These are all truthful statements. And what I want you to do instead is to speak positive things into your life. Speak positive things about your circumstance. Speak positive things about yourself. And so you have to also know that when you get to a place where you really know beyond the shadow of a doubt that anything that comes across your path in life, no matter how challenging and difficult and painful it seems, that it's all for your good. You've got to know that deeply at an intellectual level. That alone can significantly impact your level of happiness. Because when you look at life from that perspective, now you know that that thing that happened to you the other day wasn't meant to take you down or to take you out. It's only to build you up. You've got to get to a place to think that way. That is, as someone would say, you look for the good in all circumstances, or when life throws at you lemons, you make lemonade. You find the positive things. Number 6, quit giving momentum to the things that are not happy and fulfilling in your life. The things that are already showing up, those are too late. Those are historical things. Those things that are before you now are things you actually created already with the thoughts in your mind. So if you know this, now focus your thoughts on where you are going, what you want to achieve, and think about it positively, that you want to have those things that are showing up. You are a creator of the circumstances. So you create now those things that you want, and you ask. Ask, number 7, and focus on the things that you want to create, not from a place of lack, but from a place of already knowing that you have it. You know, if you're not religious, this is fine, because there are also quantum physicists also confirm this. But if you are religious, no matter what religious beliefs you are from, I think every one of them come to this same conclusion, that whatever you want, ask, believe that you have it, and you will. There are a number of them that says so. So you've got to believe, have the faith to know that you have it. This is before the thing actually shows up. And how do you know if you have the faith? You're going to begin to act like it, right? Faith without the works is dead, right? So there's a text that I know that says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, you know, when I used to go to church a long time ago, I heard that text coming up, and it never got clear to me until probably this year that I understood clearly what that text is saying. Faith, the belief, is the substance of things hoped for. So you are hoping for something that's not yet there, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is the evidence. You are actually manifesting the belief. The evidence means hard facts, right? The evidence of things not seen. So it's, you don't see it yet, but you have the evidence that mental evidence, that physical evidence, your whole body, every part of you knows that that thing is there. That's what it is. There's another one that says, whatever you ask for, believe that you have it. Didn't say believe you will have it. Believe that you have it and you will. So the quantum physicists and the religious bodies seem to all be agreeing that that number 7 is what you focus on, you will get. And you've got to believe that you have it first, and then you will have it. Now, we are talking about why you may not be happy with your life. Number 8, you really have not learned that the joy is in the journey. So you probably are running around from place to place looking for that one thing that's going to make you happy, that one thing that's going to cause you to be fulfilled. And there's nothing wrong with that, because life is all about desires and creating, right? But if you believe that your happiness is in the acquiring of a thing, I want you to think again, because there are many, many people who have acquired many things and they're not happy. That happiness is sourced from where I said before, those 5 fundamental areas. You have got to figure out what in your life fundamentally is important to you that cause you happiness, and focus your living from there. If you don't do that, you're going to be running around from place to place for years to come, trying to figure out what is it that's going to make you happy. You know, I've had a wonderful career, very, very fulfilling career, a very successful career. I climbed the corporate ladder the way I wanted to, and got to the income, the house, the car, you know, the whole thing that everybody says is what life is all about. You know what was funny? Once I got there, I had an emptiness and a void inside of me, because I had not before taken that time to figure out what were these basic 5 elements that my life circled around, or that engulfed my life, whichever way you want to look at it. I hadn't spent that time. And so those things that I had acquired were good things. You know, they were important things. I like nice stuff. However, something was missing. And if you don't connect and get to source to find out those 5 areas, something will be missing and you will not feel happiness. And happiness is that bliss, that joyous, wonderful feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction in all the areas of your life. So you've got to learn that life is in the journey. It's in the journey that the happiness comes from. That journey of just knowing that a new day has dawned and here is a new opportunity for you to create what you want. You will always be creating, no matter what. You will always be desiring stuff. That's life. There's nothing wrong with that. Either it's going to be desiring more money, more relationships or better relationships, fun, recognition, whatever it is for you. Every single day of your life is a new day, and you will always be desiring something new. Nothing wrong with that, because life is all about creating. However, you have to understand that the happiness is in the creation, in the fun and enjoyment of making something new every day. Now, number 9, you may be out of rapport with yourself. What do I mean by that? Well, that also goes back to those 5 elements along with other things. When you're out of rapport with yourself, your internal guidance system is telling you something that you keep ignoring. You're not paying attention to it. And if you're not, you're going to be completely unhappy. So set aside those 5 things that we talked about: your finances, relationships, spirituality, and emotional states, and your health, right? Those 5 things are important. But what else could be causing you to be out of rapport with yourself? Well, you are probably saying yes to some things when your internal guidance system is saying no. And so you feel this pull and this disconnect, this discomfort somewhere inside of your body because you're doing something that your internal guidance system is telling you not to do. So you may be saying yes to something that you really know you should be saying no to. And so there's that constant pull that's going on inside of you. You may be out of rapport with yourself if you know there is something you should do in your life and you're not doing it. That means you are out of integrity also with yourself. Many times when people get out of integrity, what they tend to do is they get out of integrity with themselves first than before other people. You got that all messed up. If you really want to be powerful and strong and vibrant and happy and love your life, you have to be. It's a must that you are in rapport with yourself first. And that is, you're going to listen to your own internal guidance system. Everybody knows it. Some people call it the gut sense. Some people say their intuition, but you've got to listen to that. Quit hiding. What may you be hiding from? Is there something in your life that you know you need to do that you may be hiding from? That's being out of rapport with yourself. What may you be doing to yourself or maybe to others that you know you should not be doing? Your internal guidance system is saying, hello, no. That's not what you should be doing, but you keep ignoring and you're doing it anyway. Are you carrying feelings of jealousy, feelings of anger? What is it? Are you out of rapport with yourself? Because if you really are, you're not going to be happy. You really won't be happy. Another thing is that's going to manifest and show up as physical illness in your body. I help people clear away these trapped emotions all the time that allow them to heal. Because sometimes their bodies are not able to heal because they have these anger and dissatisfaction that's brewing in there. And so before your body can release to heal, those things have to be gone. And so those things are keeping you unhappy. So what is it for you? Are you jealous of someone else? Jealous of their results? What is it for you? And number 10, you got to come to grips with all of this stuff and just shed it. Get rid of it. Get in a quiet place and just be with those feelings. Just be with them until they dissipate. It's almost like letting the air out of a balloon. The balloon is so full with air, and you don't just pop the balloon because you want to keep it, right? But you just open it and you just let it out and you patiently wait and let it out, let it out, and let it out. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm willing to help you to do that, okay? I am offering you a complimentary session that is 1 hour of my time to help you to figure out what is important to you, to figure out the areas that may be keeping you back, that may not be keeping you happy, so that you know what to do next to move forward and to do it. And then number 11, you have to be patient with yourself. You have to know that this expert mastery stage in any of these things that I've talked about takes time, because there are really, when you think about it, there are about 4 stages to learning, right? The first one is unconscious incompetence, and that is where you don't even know that you don't know. Now, after listening to this live cast, none of you will be there in terms of your unhappiness. I know there are other areas that could be making you unhappy. I've touched on some general broad areas, and within these general broad areas, you can deduce for yourself what are the distinct things that are causing you to be unhappy. Figure that out. But Now, you can't say you're unconsciously incompetent. You don't know that you don't know. The second stage of learning is conscious incompetence. And this is when you know that you don't know. And some of you may just be discovering, oh my goodness, I know now that I don't know what makes me unhappy. That's the second stage. The third stage is conscious competence. And this is when you start to put some of the things that I've talked about in practice. And you're conscious about it. It's like a little kid learning to tie a shoelace at the beginning of his life. And he would fumble and he would try to tie it, and he may end up messing it up, but he keeps trying. That is conscious competence. And the last and fourth stage is unconscious competence. This is when it's automatic, it's mechanical, it's no longer learning. You're an expert at it. You don't even have to think about it. So be patient with yourself, knowing that you have to go through these phases. And all of these are works in progress. It's not something you get up one day and you're so competent at it now that it's going to be for the rest of your life. There's a little caveat too, because even when you do get good at it, we are humans and we tend to leak. And there are days that you may be thrown off your game. The thing, though, is that now you know how to quickly get back on the saddle and start riding again. You don't want to leave yourself in a state of feeling unhappy every single day, complaining, being angry, being negative, because now you know that when you are in those states, you are in the process of creating what's going to show up in your future life. So, my friends, I hope that those 11 areas gave you some insight. And once again, I'd like to just say that if you just need to talk to get some ideas on what you can do to get the process in your business or life going in the right direction, please, there is a link that I have left at the top of this post, and I'm going to state it here for you. It's a drgwen.com/get-results-coaching. If you go to that link, there are 2 links that you have that you can schedule depending on which one you need. And just click the link, schedule. There will be a brief questionnaire for you to complete so that you can let me know what it is that you want us to talk about. And then at the end of the hour, you will be re-energized, enlightened, and just being very clear about what you need to do next to be able to take on the real things in your life to cause your happiness, whether it's in your business or in your personal life. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this live cast. And this is Dr. Gwen, empowering lives to live purposefully and passionately, and skyrocketing your business success from the inside out. Bye.